Hi, it's Brandy Alexander with your weekly readings from August 13th to August 19th. We've got continuing with some really strong energy as time is flying by us. We've got the Queen of Swords, we've got the Queen of Wands, and we have the Seven of Cups, which we've had about a month ago. And what does it all mean? Oh, there's actually going to be a qualifying card at the end, which is sort of summing up everything that we are experiencing in this week. So actually the Queen of Swords was the first card that I chose. It's depicting a woman. To me, a woman on a throne. She has the crown on her head, holding that big sword. She has prayer beads on the other hand, clouds in the background, clouds on her cloak, cherub on her seat. There's a butterfly connotation as well. So it reminds me a lot of Archangel Michael. She's a very powerful woman, and she's holding up her sword, ready to cut ties with anything that's not serving her. She's in a powerful position. She reminds me of a matriarch. Both of the Queen cards remind me of matriarchal power, which is, they're both women that know what they want. Very strong and with what they want. Excuse me. This woman is ready to follow her guts, her gut instincts, and do what's right for her. She's sitting up very straight. There's a lot of butterfly connotations in the throne she's sitting on and in her crown, and that implies freedom. Cutting ties for what is her truth will give her freedom. The bird flying above is also about getting a higher perspective on what her wants and needs are. And there's a cherub there, which can have to do with following her heart, but it could also having to do with children and things that are close to your heart. There's also two crescent moons, and to me that is all about timing. It is, looking at the cycles that we've gone through. It is having to do with waxing and waning moons. So the new energy that's coming in with this new moon we've got now. And, excuse me, there's also a river that is like spirituality, coming into your spirituality by doing what is right for you. The prayer beads that are on her wrist, it's like praying for change, and it's coming, but you need to act. I've always said that. You won't get as great outcomes by following other people's rules all the time. Like if you've got, if you're not active in your own life, you're just going to get what's given to you. So you need to be proactive in your life, and this isn't even storm clouds. These are those lovely puffy clouds. It's sort of like the storm has passed, and it's time. Like, nah, you don't serve me. This isn't working. It's coming. She's calling it for what it is. She's very stern. She's got a very stern face. She's saying, this is how it's going to be. And a lot of you need to take back your power. You are letting people boss you around, and it hasn't been serving you, and you need to take your power back. Excuse me, I've had a cold, as you know, off and on for over a month. I've got it back again. This card, the Queen of Wands, she is ready for action. Her legs are slightly apart, so she's ready to leap to action. This is another matriarchal card. She's got new ideas. She's ready to set forth with some new ideas, the sprouting of the wands. She is strong, and that's represented by the lions. She could be fierce, needs to be fierce at times, can be very protective. The cat there, it's like, you better look out if she's coming your way, because she's protected spiritually as well. She may seem unassuming, but once you've dealt with her, you'll know it, because she's a strong energy. This is you too. This could be, like, there's a good chance this is you. Whether you're a male or female, you need to take on this energy. You need to be strong. You need to be sure of yourself. This is similar energy. This one isn't fancy, not as refined. This also, you need to use your cunning abilities. You need to be a bit cunning, not totally sneaky, but maybe you need to withhold information at times, at this time. Like, you know, the other week I said to zip your lips and watch what's going to unfold. And there is a bit of cunning you need to use to get what you want. And it's not being, I don't say to be dishonest, but be wise. She's got a fox as the clasp on her cloak, and it's sort of like the ace up her sleeve. She's holding the sunflower. The sunflowers follow the sun, and it's, you know, she's following her dreams, what her brightness is. It's her new ideas, what her brightness is, and there's also a bit of mystery. She's got the power of the pyramids behind her, which is anything that's, I'm going to say anything that's with technology is really, really good if you've got some new technological ideas. Also, anything that has to do with really new ideas, new agey ideas, or like anything like Tesla, or new power, sources of power, or anything that has to do with helping the earth. Things like that are represented by those pyramids, in my opinion. And also with the sunflower, there's, you know, through your new ideas, there'll be lots of little new useful things that will come from that. You know, like the seeds of the sunflower, how prolific they are. So it needs to follow the sun. It needs the sun to get the seeds. So it's all about these new ideas need the light, they don't need the dark. So if you've been dragged down by people or situations, it's time to follow your heart's desire, logically at the same time. Heart and head go together. So there'll be really great results with that. Really, really neat results with that. There's also an element of peace in that. I do see in her crown, it reminds me that there's a little bit of like the olive branches. So to me, that's always creating peace. Don't be disrupting any apple carts in this process. The Seven of Cups we had about a month ago, and that was about, you know, all the choices you've got. And it is really about, like, this has gone on and on and on, hasn't it, for like 6-8 weeks. But maybe new choices are coming. Think through to the very end, minute detail. This could be about children, having children. It could be about divorce and what you do in custody. And it also could be about temptation. Be careful what you wish for. Really, really seek out the whole details of where this is going to lead if you start down this path. Some can be poisonous, some can be great. Some of you want power. So just think it all through, you know, whether it's a move or whatever it's going to be. So you should really use your head with this and don't go in blindly. I think a lot of you already have your ideas, but it's time to move forward. Cut your cords, be strong, and act. Act now. It's a really strong, firm, concrete energy that's coming through. This is about detail. That's the detail. Devil's in the detail. And there are twists and turns along our journeys, and you might all of a sudden get a whole lot more options than you thought. So again, just think about it. the qualifying card or the quantifying card at the end it's El Musico, and it's quite an interesting card. Again, I see there's a wishbone, which I see as a wishbone on that door. So if you ever studied a wishbone very carefully, some of them you can tell which side's going to win, like if you were to snap it off, because it looks like more attached, stronger. So really examine what you're wishing for. Also, his shadow is creating the wall color, or the, you know, behind him. It's not his person's shadow, it's creating the whole wall. And I believe that your reflection, you create your reflection. It's like you create your own life. We don't know if he's going to sing somewhere or if he's come from somewhere. And I think, and we don't know if he's going, you know, home. I think it's really all, it's, you know, creating your own tune. It is all about creating our own life. And the 32 is really another spiritual number. Angels are looking out for you. It's timely. Everything's really setting up well for you. And I just think that if you, I've noticed from my own readings that today I thought, oh, you know, what's worked in the past, what hasn't. You know, what I said last week, it was a review. It was like, oh, instant light bulb moment came, and I went, oh, I need to use my own advice. So this, you create your own reality. Ta-da, you do. It's time to be strong, whether you're male or female, using that strong matriarchal influences and cutting ties with what's not serving you, being really strong in your conviction. Don't be wishy-washy. There's no wishy-washy about this at all. Just go for it. Still be careful of your words. We're getting on the 27th of August, it'll be time when things are going to be lighter and the planets aren't going to be as retrograde. So we're getting closer, but still watch your words. I'm curious about the cunningness, what you need to be cunning about, what you need to sort of leave out or omit for now. I'm not really one for omitting, but if it's about hurting people's feelings, or if it's about for safety, or you know, that sort of thing, then it's important. It has to do with the action forward. So please share this with other people. If you're unsure about Google, actually, when you some of you are very new to this, but if you click on the heading, I think it is the heading, there'll be a description about, I'll put another description about the number 32 and any other information. If you'd like a private reading, you can private message me on Facebook, or you can even go to the email address that's attached with this YouTube video. So that's right, somebody wanted to know about subscriptions. It's not an email subscription when you subscribe. It is when you go into YouTube, you will see that it says subscriptions, and there'll be a red dot, and you know that, or you can even put the bell and it'll alarm you to when I've put up a new video, but it's usually every Wednesday. So talk to you next week.